What's going on YouTube? Yamaha, welcome to the channel. And in today's episode, guys, we're installing the Puig DownForce Spoilers on my 2021 Yamaha MT09. If you guys did not check out the previous video, we actually went down to the Orlando headquarters. It's actually the distribution center. We got to pick up the part in person. We got to hang out with Oriole Puig and learn a little bit about the family history of the company and how it started. We also got a sneak peek of an upcoming product for 2023 that's going to complement the front headlight of this amazing bike. And if you guys haven't checked out that video, I recommend you do. But guys, in this one, we're going to be installing those parts Yamaha style. So if you guys want, stick around, stay tuned, and enjoy.
If any of this content interests you, do me a huge favor. Don't forget to hit the like button. If you want, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification to be notified of all new uploads.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and open up this part. They usually do a really good job of packing these things. All right, guys, there you go. More padding. Here is the second side. More padding. Here are the instructions, the hardware. Woo. That is one thing, guys, never ceases to amaze me. They do a really good job. This thing is super heavy, super nice. I could tell this was made very well just from the construction of this piece. The metal that they use, the aluminum. It's got little pads to protect the bike, protect the frame from getting scratched. Obviously, this is where your light's gonna go once we get there, but I'm assuming that we have to actually take this apart to install this easily, and we'll be doing that here shortly. Let's go ahead and open up this hardware kit. I think there's some instructions in here as well. So far we have some zip ties, some hardware, some screws, some caps. We have some warning literature here. Here we have a description of where the part is made, designed carefully in Barcelona in order to fit your needs and expectations. Very, very cool. And here are the instructions that come with the bike. Now, Puig does have a great video showing you step by step on how to install this, but they do provide some paperwork here so you can actually follow along and do it step by step. All the parts that you need are here. So very, very cool. It's gonna look kind of like this. And here are the actual spoilers. They have them protected with plastic on both sides. You'll have to peel these off. They did give me the blue to match the blue on the bike, which is going to be really nice. It's gonna just highlight the bike a little more, but these obviously, guys, will peel off later. All right, guys, here's the rest of the hardware. You got some zip ties. You got these clamps for the OEM turn signals. And we have all these little screws, and I believe those screws are for the fins that are actually going to attach to the hardware brackets themselves, but we'll get to this as soon as we get to that next step. Okay, guys, before we install this on the bike, first thing we have to do is actually remove this bracket. It just makes it easier to install. And to do that, all you have to do is pull these little tabs backwards. These are almost like little buttons, almost like little snaps. They just come right off. You just have to grab it gently, kind of from one side, and just pull backwards. And they do come off pretty easily, and they do stay in place very well. So don't be afraid to lose those later. And here is another one. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this off, and boom, there we go. We should have 3 on each side. Once you remove all 3 of those little snaps, go ahead and get a 3mm Allen key and remove these 3 screws. Just go ahead and gently pull these backwards and they should snap off. Now we have the fairing actually separated, and it's going to be easier for the install. All right, guys, once you got that all taken apart, now we can go to the next step. Alright guys, there is the right side of the bike complete. So now this will be a lot easier once we install it on the bike. So let's go ahead and go to the next step. Alright guys, next step is to remove these radiator shrouds that are on the bike. There are 2 push pins that are in here. They are a pain in the butt to get off. We'll go through that later. And then you have to remove these 2 Allen keys. They are 4mm. I've already loosened up this one. Remove these 2. remove the 2 push pins, and this should come out, and then we can disassemble the light. All right, now with the screwdriver, what you have to do is you don't push against these little push pin screw flanges. I don't even know what the heck these things are. You just have to like barely put any pressure on it and just slightly reverse it. And as you can see, guys, it starts to back up just a little bit, but if you just go real slow and just put very little pressure, you'll see that it starts to back up. All right, guys, now that you see it kind of reversing out just a little bit, I'm gonna get this little spudger tool that I have to put some pressure, continue to reverse it out, and then it should just pop out of place. So just put a little pressure on here and push it out at the same time, and boom, you see how I just kind of pushed out? Now I can go ahead with this little tool, kind of get under the fastener and just pop the whole thing out. All right, guys, next step, with a 10mm, you're gonna remove these 2 bolts that are here. You're gonna cut some tie wraps if you have them, and then we'll get to this light here in a second. Go ahead and unplug all your lights. All right, guys, best way to handle this situation right here, because this is attached to this radiator shroud, there is a little clip that's here on the back side. You push it this way with a screwdriver, and this should pop out. Boom, there you go. With this, you just pull this up and then it pops off. We're gonna get all this wiring out the way. Now go ahead and remove these 2 bolts that are here. Now we have access to install the bracket for the downforce spoiler, and we shall continue. All right, guys, now the TST lights are a lot different than your OEM lights. Just refer to TST's Industries website and how to remove these lights for yourself. Not that hard. You just have to push these little flanges that are here on each side in order to remove this little snap. I don't know, there's like a little snap thing that goes on here. Just push those tabs, pull it apart, and there you go. All right, guys, I went ahead and put on this light. I was trying to make sure that it was gonna clear, and guys, it's gonna be a tight fit, but it should clear pretty well. It's gonna sit like this. Now, you're not gonna really see this too much because it's gonna be protected by the actual downforce spoiler that's here, but I just wanted to make sure that this piece of the light was not gonna rub or touch the frame, and it does not look like it's gonna do that, but I'm gonna probably put some tape and things here to kind of make it a little bit more secure and go from there. But if you're using aftermarket lights, you may need to just put them in place and actually just demo them little by little to see if they fit perfectly. All right, guys, I didn't want to get rid of my TST lights, so what I did was there is a little clip that comes for the little halo portion of the light. I put a little heat shrink over it just to kind of keep it black because the wires were red and blue, and I didn't want that shown, you know, kind of like when you're looking at the side of the bike. And since this is white, later on what I'll do is I'll get some nail polish and just paint this black, you know, real lightly, so that way from the side you don't really see the white. But what I did for now was I just went ahead and tie wrapped this here, and in the instructions it shows you basically kind of holding this here. It's got this little cutout that's right here. That's for this little clamp that's here, the one that we removed earlier. Then you're gonna go ahead and plug this in down here and get this to line up. That's already plugged in. Then we're gonna plug in our light that's here. So basically it's gonna kind of look like this for now. You can tie wrap all this behind it and organize the wires the way you want. That way it looks nice and neat once we get to that portion of the install. All right, guys, I got everything all tidied up the way I want. I used some tie wraps and some tape just to kind of hide exposed wires, but there you have it. And I did use the 2 screws that come in the little hardware accessory bag from Puig. There are 2 4mm screws. One goes here and one goes here. They're black. There should be 4 in the bag, so just 2 on this side, 2 on the other. And once you have it like this, guys, go ahead and wipe everything down. I'm just gonna clean all these areas that are be kind of tucked away and go to the next side. All right, guys, let's install this first fairing. Go ahead and grab your screw that comes with the kit. There should be 3 per each side. Go ahead and just hand tighten it at first. Just line it up. Just kind of get it going there with your fingers. Once you get it hand tightened, go ahead and get a 3mm Allen key and just go ahead and tighten these up. There is the first side done. You can't really see it, but I'll show you guys in a minute what it looks like completed. Once you got that in place, go ahead and get these little snaps that come with it, these little caps, and all you do is just line it up and gently push it into place. It doesn't really snap, it just kind of sits in there, but you actually feel it once it kind of goes in. You kind of hear it or kind of feel like a vibration, and that's how you know that it's all the way inside. Boom. Alright guys, there it is, all done, set, and complete. You could actually see the blue fins in the lighting. I know this doesn't do justice, but guys, in the daylight, this thing looks pretty sick. The lines look really nice, and I'm super excited with this install. I will be painting these matte black with a little touch-up brush, but that's just minor detail. But other than that, guys, everything came out super smooth. I will say it would take you about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, depending on how picky you are to do this installation yourself. I will leave the install video from Puig in the description section so you guys could actually see another install video to get some better ideas. I did this Yamaha style, but guys, you know, I try my best to always do good work, and honestly, man, I think it came out really, really well. I will be taking pictures and posting more videos in the sunlight so you guys could actually see the quality of this product up close and personal. But guys, really happy with it. Let me know in the comments section what you think. Let me know if you like it, if you don't like it. And until then, guys, be blessed, ride safe, take it easy on them filthy streets, and remember, you gotta work on Monday. Peace.